My name is Stephen White, and I am joined by Mr. Tony Holgate, and we have an incredible match for you this morning. Tony, this is a big one.
Yeah, Tom Jones taking on the great Shane Van Boening. Tom from Birkenhead in the UK, near Liverpool. Had a great win last night to set up this encounter with Shane. He's going to have his work cut out this morning. Match, of course, a race of 6, 30 minutes on the match clock.
Yeah, big match against Cody Myers last night. Cody's debut as well, and Tom played great, and that's why he's where he's at. And it looks like he's going to get a decent start here. SVB, of course, the reigning shootout champion, won the Iowa shootout. Looking to make it number 2 in his belt, but he's going to have to go through some big names because this is a stacked shootout.
Yeah, it really is.
That was a beautiful shot there.
Yeah, clever shot there from Tom. Had a little chat with him last night after he beat Cody Myers, and he's really, really up for this and excited to play Shane.
Yeah, I think no matter who you are, you'd be excited to play Shane, but I think Tom's looking at this as a chance to gain some American fans.
Absolutely.
A lot of people don't know this young man. Plays over in England for Ultimate Pool UK, and pretty good player.
Pretty good player. Oh, how on earth has he done that? I thought he'd knocked the 8 in the side pocket for a minute, and that would have obviously lost the rack, but that's incredible. Just, well, magic tricks.
Was he just trying to move the 2 ball?
Yeah, he did. Well, the 8 didn't go in clean, but he's going to get punished for that.
SVB sporting a fresh cut for the Boston shootout.
And a nice table to come to for Shane. Everything in the open, just to get the feel of the table. Obviously didn't have to play last night. He was seeded through, and rightly so, of course. And this is going to be the first rack to Shane Van Boening. In goes the 8.
SVB doing what SVB does
Today,
8 ball moving, not quite on track for the pocket.
and of course we will find out who our champion will be tonight.
Yeah, from this point, it's 15 matches, 1 winner. All single elimination, all shootout rules. 30-minute match clock, race to 6, 30-second shot clock. Until the final 10 minutes, you'll hear the ding, and the tension will get thick in the room because we'll be going to a 15-second shot clock at that point once the match clock hits 10 minutes. There you see it at the bottom, 26 minutes remaining. A lot of time. We're fresh in this match, and there is going to be a lot of drama today. There always is in the shootout.
Well, he did what he wanted to do there, did Shane, which was pot the stripe and then nudge the 13 free. You can see that's easily available with a combo onto the 9 down there. It's just where he landed with the cue ball. He has a 10 into the top right, which I'm sure won't cause him too much problems. So a little bump into the 8 ball there, but that's fine, where he's left the 8.
And you see the spin on the cue ball. This table is slick, Tony.
Yeah, and he's handy to be on this 14. Doesn't want to get too close to that, and that now has made things a little more tricky.
Is this 12-15 almost dead into the corner?
Well, you'd have to look at it as an option.
It might be going to the side. I'm not sure here.
You just get to the 15 to put it straight in the side pocket, I think. I can get to 12.
Yeah.
When you look at that from the overhead, you didn't think the 12 would pass the 15, but that's not a great finish. But he still can get to the 13, run it down onto the 9.
Yeah, speed control is going to be big here. Ooh. He's gonna come out okay. He'll have a shot on the 15. The question is, can you get back down the table to shoot the 13 up? There's a lot of traffic. He's gonna go to the corner.
Yeah, easy to get position on the 13. If you went up into the side pocket, you're coming down at the wrong angle. So that was the only shot there for Shane. And after a couple of little sticky moments in this rack, Van Boening is going to get over the line, and he makes it 2 racks to 0 as Tom Jones pats his leg in appreciation.
That's going to be a fun one. Lots of action this weekend, and action on the table here as Tom Jones makes a ball on the break, and he's going to have a shot.
Well, my immediate reaction there is solid. Just looking at the splits, whether he can make his first pot, which he can. That 2 ball will go down to the bottom right-hand corner. And he dispatches it perfectly. So really, Tom should get rid of these. I'd be tending to think about taking that 3 ball now, because you're on it. That's the most awkward ball he has to get on in this rack, and he's on it with just a straight cut down the rail. Okay, he's going in towards the 8 ball, and the danger would be knocking the 8 in front of the 7. But I think the temptation for me would be too great not to take it now, because it could become a stumbling block later on in the rack if he doesn't get good position. Well, he's back again. He's back in the same spot.
He hit that one really well, and I think this position is just slightly better. He's still not taking it, though. He thinks he can do better.
The other way, I mean, what he's looking at there is playing the 3 ball up into the side pocket off the 12 ball.
Not a lot of angle. I'd be a little scared on that one. I think the 3 is the right shot here.
Yeah, the ball could throw a bit as well if you play it that way, but he's going to get rid of the 7. He's coming back with a cue ball. No, he's not. He's going to do that. Okay.
And this could just be inexperience on the American tables.
The shot's there, and to be fair to Tom, he's actually landed pretty well, because he has a slight angle on that 3 where he can push the cue ball through the gap of the 9 and the 13, so he shouldn't get himself hooked.
Oh, good shot.
He's played that really well.
Yeah.
Give him his due.
He came out good on that one.
Just needs to stop the cue ball now, dead in its trap. In fact, he could just run it off the rail here with a 6. And this is a good response from going 2 racks down by Tom Jones. Nice finish.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Yeah, very well played indeed there from Tom. And that's why he's still here. There's an absolute thunderbolt break from Shane Van Boening. And on an initial look at the table that Shane's presented with, I'd be looking at solids, I think. That 2 will pass the 2 stripes there into the bottom left. The 5s, 3, 6, 7, 1 all open.
If he chooses to go stripes, the good news is that the 2 problem areas are dead combos.
Yeah, they are. And that's why he's chosen them. But is he over on the cue ball? He's okay. I think the one at the bottom with the 13 and 14 has to be made slightly. The one that's next to the 8 ball is dead straight. You can't miss this.
And I'm actually wondering, with the way he played that, if the 13 goes just shooting it into the bottom right.
Yeah, I agree.
And it must, because that's what he's played for.
Has a tiny angle here, and he could just pump the cue ball there here now with a bit of right hand spin on this and just get the cue ball off that cushion a bit.
That's a really nice shot.
For me, I'd have preferred to be on the 11 rather than the 10, and he's also hampered. You see the angle of this, that's not the greatest land. I'm sure that Shane will still conjure up a way to get onto this 11.
Yeah,
this is tricky, but the pot's pretty simple into the side pocket. It's coming off the cue ball. It's going to come off that right-hand side rail, off the top rail. He just wants to fall in the gap between the 1 and the 7. He's got the 8 in the bottom corner.
Use the 7 as a stopper.
Yeah, that's a clever shot.
I tell you, it's so hard to play inside English on this rail because it just doesn't take, and that's what happened there. But nonetheless, a great break and run by SVP.
I'll tell you now, if that had been the other way around, Tom Jones would have played off the 2 rails because that's what you would do. You know what, he's a fast player, Tom. Doesn't hang about.
He was experimenting with some breaks yesterday, but I'll tell you, if he hits this one every time.
Stripes. Look at those.
You got to like it.
Yeah. And that was the one ball that was important for Tom to get on, which was the 9. And he's absolutely perfect.
This definitely suits his style because he doesn't have to do much with the cue ball, right? It's all just kind of make the ball and roll a little bit.
To be fair to Tom, if you know, we play back in England, if you want somebody to make cue ball dance a bit with loads of spin, Tom's your man. You can certainly get some action on the cue ball. But this is a finish that shouldn't require too much of that.
Just came out okay.
He's okay. I thought for a minute it was going to glue to the 8 ball, but he's okay. He has a shot into the side pocket. 15 into the bottom right, where he's just looking where he wants his angle. With a 15 to get back for the 8. Probably a little bit closer to that rail than he would have liked. Now then, wasn't expecting that bump on the 5, and now this has been made to go up a few notches on the difficulty scale.
You can definitely tell that Tom is still playing with the thought of the tangent line on the smaller cue ball.
Well, that's
in
the
the
thing. It's because, again, that's a shot Shane would have played in the last rack using the 7. Oh, that's a great shot from Tom Jones.
Yeah, return
super able.
He just plays the table that he gets whenever he comes to the table. He takes the opportunity that he can. I don't think Shane is one of those guys that ever worries about the scoreline, but he might need to worry about it here with the match clock, and he just scratched. That's not good.
Yeah, if you look at this break, it's loads of power once again from Shane Van Boening, but he's been a bit unlucky there. The 1 ball's come and give the cue ball a great big kick, and off the top rail and back down into the bottom right-hand corner with the white. So, ball in hand for Tom Jones up in the kitchen.
Big question here is those 2 balls at the bottom of the table, the 3 and the 14. What is your strategy here? Are you going to use?
Well, I think you can get on them. So it's solids for me all day long, because the 5 below the 13. If you get where the 7 is and around that, if you get in that little triangle there, you can drop the 5 in it, and you can also drop that 3 in that bottom corner. You don't need to move it.
You think it goes?
Absolutely. He's going to play the 5 now. Look, see where he's looking with his cue. He doesn't want to come too far where the 14 then becomes a problem. So he needs to pull up towards the 13 a bit more. Then he can see the cut with the 3 along that bottom rail, and he has a 7 there to hold as well.
I like it.
Look how gently he's played that.
And he's played that with a little bit of what we would call deceleration, just to kill the cue ball before it contacts the ball.
We call it a drag shot, but that's a very soft drag shot. So if you see now, Tom, that was always available along that bottom row, but he's played it a lot more pacey than I thought, and now that 14 has now become a hindrance. He's come around now to look and see if the 7 passes the 12 into the bottom right. He seems happy enough because he's straight down onto this 4 ball. And that is a big mistake. He tried to draw the cue ball back past that 11 ball without contacting it and come down from that 7, and he's gone straight into the back of it.
Hey, you can chalk this up to just inexperience on the American table. He does have a shot or two here. He could bank the 7 to the 2 ball, which I think that might be what he's doing. Well, he tried to bank it backwards. He's going to get a kiss.
Well, he had a couple of bits of fortune last night against Cody Myers, namely the 9 ball that he jawed, or hit both jaws into the top right-hand corner, and it shot across the table and went into the other one, which basically won him the match. But it wasn't to be then, and here comes the vacuum cleaner, Shane Van Boening, to get rid of all the bits that are left on the table, namely the stripes. Shane will be quite pleased with this. It just keeps him having that 2-rack cushion. And also it's such a big rack when Shane is broken here and he scratched and gave Tom the table with the opportunity to go back to the very start, you know, when you're just playing on the break. It was a level match, but now Shane to go 2 racks in front and 2 from home, 8 into the side pocket. Gave that a bit extra. And how many times you see a player give it a bit extra with their break off and it goes dry?
Yeah, it's almost like when you put too much power in on this table. This Brunswick plays incredible because the felt being so slick, that CPBA felt, the balls don't move quite as much.
Eric Charlton there, the gentleman with the baseball cap. He'll be in action as well later today. He beat Declan Brennan last night. Declan, of course, another player making his debut here in the US.
And I tell you, you talk about feathers in the cap. Eric Charlton's got one over Tyler Steyer and now Declan Brennan.
Eric's fearless. He's already got his plan laid out for the day. He says, I'm going to watch this first match, maybe the second one. He's off for a massage. He's going to get a bite to eat. He's going to go and freshen up, and he'll be back just in time for the match before he comes out. He said, I'll have a quick practice. He said, and I'll be ready.
Yeah, Eric's
Well, he's playing David Matlock tonight as well, by the way.
He better be ready. That'll be another feather in his cap if he can get by David. But I do believe he has the best attitude when it comes to this. He comes in with little expectation and just plays his game.
Lovely use of the spin there you saw from Shane. Just such a gentle draw into the side rail. Cue ball on a string. But not that time. But he's got away with it. He was coming back into the 2 there just to sit on it.
Did he get away with it, though? I guess he did.
Yeah. He certainly did.
Very nice shot. Shane Van Boening on the hill against Tom Jones. Shane's able to generate so much power in the break and still make balls. He reminds me, obviously, Jovin's got a little bit more powerful of a break, but Shane gets so much
Jovin's
power.
break is phenomenal. He's got the biggest break by a fair way for me out of all the players that I've seen in the shootouts this year when I've been over here. And he puts his hand right on the table. It's just from a very short pullback, and it's a snap break, but it almost jumps into it in his shoulder. And ironically, the injury he's got, the reason why he's not here is he's got an injury to his shoulder. And I said it must be breaking too hard.
Well, and there it is. That is the 10-minute mark timer. You heard the ding in the arena. We are now down to a 15-second shot clock after this shot. I don't think it will bother Shane. Tom is very comfortable with it.
15-second shot clock now in play.
Doesn't want to be tight to the rail. He just wanted the cue ball away from the rail. He could then play the 6 ball and kick that 7 ball out. That's where his plan. But that's where his plan was. But he gets down onto the 3 here, which is basically second prize. Because he wanted that 3 out of the way, and how was he going to get onto it? It wasn't at the forefront of his mind to do this right now. But while it's there, while it's handy, why not? He can still go back up and use a 6 to kick the 7. In fact, he's gone to try and kick it out now. Well, you said about mistakes. He's made one there.
Well, and Tom's got to be extremely excited because he's got a good breakout shot using the 15, right? Is that what you shoot? What do you shoot?
Yeah.
I like it.
Shane there just got a bit too much of the cue ball.
Tom just needs to be mindful of the spin here. There we go. Good breakout.
He wants to come past the 2, and he has. You can see the 9 now right over the pocket. So he has an easy shot next. Come off the cushion first, I think I would with this, to make sure we don't follow it in.
Very good speed right there.
It's a bit straight for my liking. I'd have liked a bit more. If he just had another sort of half a ball's width there, he could just punch that down that rail.
Their team does go into the side pocket, but he's also got the 10 available. I think I'd take the 10.
Do you know what? I'd take the 13, and I'm not trying to be contradicted, but I just prefer that and then screw the cable into the side rail. I don't like coming behind the traffic.
He hit that one good.
Yeah, but you look at the gap that he's just come through there past the 2 and the 8.
Pretty good.
It's so easy, especially when you don't play on these tables all the time. To connect that 2 ball, you're hooked. That's why I'd have played the 13. But there you go. What do I know? 8 into the side pocket. Tom Jones still alive.
Yeah,
That's by 2.
This match is not over yet.
But that's gone now.
Tom's made a ball. Oh no, he's made the 8 ball and he's scratched. It's a golden duck.
Oh, it is as well. The 8's go. Oh my word!
It's a golden duck to win the match. SVB takes down Tom Jones to his own accord. Wow, that was insane.